There's a new T-shirt that Indianapolis Motor Speedway is selling. It has to do with the infamous urinal troughs. Welcome inside the comfy and dry confines of the Channel 13 studios for a Thursday night. I'm Scott. We'll get with Angela. Yes, you heard me right. Urinal troughs, one of the discussion points tonight here on Facebook Live. Look, we discuss everything here on the big show. This is a great story. You're going to want to see this. Indy 500 fans are going to want to check this out. So thanks again for joining us here on Thursday night. Also, coming up on 13 News at 11 o'clock, you're going to meet our newest reporter here at Channel 13 on the investigative unit, Allison Gormly. She is a really great reporter, and she's got a great story that you're going to want to see tonight. I don't know if you're like me, you hate, negotiating with cable companies and, the internet and cable bills and that kind of thing. Allison has found companies that will do the negotiations for you and save you money. So this is a story we're going to talk with Allison coming up here in a few minutes. We're also going to talk about what can Indiana do to try to get more Hoosiers vaccinated. A lot of companies are now trying incentives. We'll talk about the big story coming up on 13 News at 11. But the big weather story is we want to keep you weather aware. Begins with Angela tonight. Great to see you, my friend. How you doing?
Great. And for the most part, the rain and storms from earlier today have moved on. Okay. So they're sort of east of here heading into Ohio, or is that what's going on? Yes. And so live Doppler 13 radar will show what's left of the rain and storms. We had a handful of hail reports with the line as it moved into the western part of the state. Lots of lightning, lots of rain. But for the most part, things are quieting down. The exception, the far southeastern part of the state, this heavy rain band just coming out of Greensburg. It's headed into Franklin County. So Brookville, you've got some heavy rain coming your way in the next, 15-20 minutes or so. Still a few showers, Rushville and Connorsville. A little bit of rain between Hartford City and Muncie, Portland to Winchester, but no lightning associated with this, so we're definitely quieting things down. Another cool night. We were at 41 this morning, upper 30s, low 40s, out the door for your Friday. Like today, we get a nice jump from 8 a.m. to noon into the upper 50s, and then highs tomorrow in the low 60s. But also late today, we'll have a couple of pop-up showers and maybe a stray storm, but these are going to be few and far between. I'm not expecting a line of storms like we had today. This will be more of the kind of pop-up variety sometime between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. So don't cancel any outdoor plans for tomorrow. You just might have a brief shower interrupt your outdoor plans. All right, sounds good. A lot of our Facebook friends joining us tonight. Glenn is joining us. Dan saying hi, Angela and Scott. Tim saying go Marco, so he's excited about the race. Teresa's with us. Renita is with us again tonight. Tim, Patricia, Randy, Joyce, Monica saying hi, Scott and Angela from Lafayette. So we got a lot of Facebook friends jumping in tonight on the conversation. Let us know where you're watching Facebook Live. We'll give you a shout out over the next 10 to 15 minutes. And we've been seeing some of the rainbow pictures actually come in too. Yes. Tony and Mike on the desk on our digital side working to put together kind of a digital story of the storm pictures. There were lots of pictures of this shelf cloud, which were amazing. Yeah. And then after the storms kind of passed, I think Sean might have tweeted a quadruple rainbow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. So I got a couple double rainbows. Our own Lauren Kostick posted the most beautiful picture on Twitter of a rainbow outside her window downtown. Oh, nice. So there's lots that we're working on maybe to put together for kind of a slideshow kind of thing. So Tony and Mike working on that. That'd be great. All right, Angela, we'll see you in a little bit. Want to talk about our big story that we're going to see coming up on 13 News at 11 o'clock. Our big story tonight is going to be looking at the vaccine rollout across Indiana. About 30% of our state's population is now fully vaccinated. How do we get millions more shots in arms? How do we do that? So some companies are offering incentives, Super Bowl tickets, beer, all sorts of different things, trying to get people vaccinated. So coming up tonight on the big story, our friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, is going to show us what local deli Shapiro's is doing with their employees, trying to get everybody vaccinated there on that great deli on the south side of Indianapolis. And we'll talk with Lauren coming up tonight on the big show, coming up at 11 o'clock. Also, coming up, a story that you're really going to want to see, because if you hate haggling over these expensive bills that you've got and you think, gosh, it just seems like these bills are staggering in terms of the cost,
there are companies out there that will save you money. They do the work for you. They call the companies, they get you money. And so our brand new investigative reporter, Allison Gormly, joined me a short time ago, and we talked about the story that she's going to bring you tonight on 13 News at 11. Here's our conversation. We want to welcome Allison Gormly. She's the newest member of our 13 Investigates team. And Allison's focused on consumer reporting and saving you money. It's great to have you on the team.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. So far, the city has been great to me, so nothing but good news on my end.
Well, tell us about the kinds of stories that you're going to be focusing on.
So I'm consumer, anything from saving money on your daily bills, grocery trips, to making you a smarter buyer, what works better than other things, and even scams. What are some questions you might want to ask before, swiping that credit card or punching in too much personal information? So hopefully we can just all be smarter at the end of the day.
That'd be a good thing for all of us for sure. So your first story airs tonight on 13 News at 11 o'clock. So tell our viewers what they can expect.
So I'm someone who was kind of raised where those negotiation phone calls were fun. You're like, what fee can I argue about today with someone? But I understand that that's time consuming and it can be uncomfortable for some people. So the story tonight is about a service that will call all of your bill providers or some of your utilities, cell phone, internet, and they will negotiate those for you. And, whatever they can save, half goes back into your pocket, and then half for the duration of the contract will essentially be your fee for that service.
And you really are someone who's always looking for a deal, aren't you, Allison?
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if I should pick and choose my battles a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, even in the grocery store, if there's product A and product B, I am looking up reviews to see which one is better and hopefully more worth it. But I don't part with my money easily. So hopefully that helps you guys in the long run.
Well, I think what's going to be great about having you here on our team is that you're going to be helping viewers save money. And I know viewers are hearing our conversation and they're thinking, oh, I've got a great story idea for Allison. So tell our viewers how they can reach you.
Sure. So you can send us a note at 13investigates@WTHR.com. I'm also on Twitter at Chasing Allison. That's pretty easy. And then Facebook, Allison Gormly News.
All right, Allison, we are very much looking forward to your first consumer story tonight on 13 News at 11. Again, welcome to Indianapolis. Welcome to 13 News. We're glad you're part of our team.
Thank you. I can't wait to help everybody out.
So the cool thing, Angela, about this story is that none of us really feel like we have the time to fight these battles, but to find a company that goes out and does it for you and then gets to split the cost with you about the money that you save, that's something I want to know about.
That is for sure. I don't know how many times we've had an issue and Mark's like, oh, I just don't want to be on the phone for an hour with such and such or 45 minutes with such,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. So. And lots of welcomes. Sherry saying, welcome, Allison. Teresa, welcome, Allison. Dion, Glenn. So I think our viewers are ready for some consumer help. So we're glad she's here.
Look, all of us want to get some extra money in our pockets, and Allison is going to be doing that with her stories, and you'll be seeing that coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. All right. How many years have we covered the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, right? I mean, years and years, right?
Years and years and years.
Okay.
I remember going as a kid when I didn't have to cover it for, news or weather, but just for fun. So yes, years.
All right, so the troughs.
Yeah. I don't have any personal experience
I know
with that.
you didn't. I wasn't suggesting you did.
But you hear, even as a lady, you hear about how terrible they are.
It's just... So anyway, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway under Roger Penske's ownership has done lots of amazing things out there at the track. And of course, none of us could really see what was going on because no fans at the Brickyard, no fans at the 500 last year. So this is going to be our first opportunity to go into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and see all the great things they've done. So one of the things they are talking about is the trough in the men's bathroom. And so we assigned our intrepid reporter, Rich Van Wyk, who's been out at the Speedway for decades, to do this story about the urinal troughs. Here it is.
When the Speedway roars back to life, fans will see $15 million of improvements. A new, grander entryway, dozens of new video boards, better cell phone service, and lots of new paint and polish.
I think it's going to make people just feel more comfortable, so therefore watching the race is going to be easier and more fun.
Fans will see changes coming and quite literally going to the bathroom.
We actually went through about half of the restrooms here.
Painting, updating, and in the men's rooms, replacing ancient troughs with new troughs.
People were concerned about the troughs. It was part of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway experience. And
really?
It is really part of the experience for a lot of folks. It's hard to believe.
It is a true #1 concern. Matt McElhaney was 6 when he attended his only 500.
I remember the troughs. The wonderful troughs.
It's an image hard to forget.
It's definitely only a guy thing on race day. Standing around, relieved, relaxed, hanging out with 50 people you don't know.
Mark White knows.
You know, you come here for the nostalgia and kind of seeing things that have been here since the 30s, 40s, 50s, so it's exciting to see them.
Speedway President Doug Bowles decided to honor the lowly trough with its own T-shirt, a giant urinal hanging over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Even IMS owner Roger Penske liked it.
Took a little bit of time to get Roger to get a smile on his face, but as soon as I saw that smile, I was off and running.
So are online sales. About 3 shirts sold every 2 minutes. There is more than one reason the Indianapolis 500 is the greatest spectacle in racing.
That's the greatest story I have seen about the track in a long time.
Yes, and when I saw it posted last night on Twitter, I thought, oh, this is going to be perfect for Facebook Live tomorrow night. And I'm so glad Rich got assigned the story, and I think it was a little prodding by Anne-Marie that to management to let him do the story.
I mean, look, this is, I know that we've got people watching us tonight going, oh, how gross, why are you doing a story on that? Look, if you've been to the 500 and you've gone with a man, they've probably told you the trough story over the years, and the idea that the Speedway has replaced them, because that way, I mean, it's probably a polarizing thing. There are those of us that hate the troughs, and I'm sure there are people that like no problem with the troughs.
Right.
But the T-shirt is hysterical. It's funny. It's popular. It's $32, and the track is selling those. And so it's a really funny thing. So let us know here on Facebook what you thought of that story.
Yeah.
I thought it was terrific.
It is terrific. And love, hate, it is something that you recognize with going to the 500.
Yeah, I mean, look, you go to the track, you're going to see a lot of interesting things and characters and people. It's wonderful on so many different levels. And, it does have the trough, too. So. All right. What are folks saying on Facebook just about all the different things that we've been talking about tonight?
Let's see here. Teresa wants to know if you're getting a shirt.
I have not purchased a $32 trough shirt. Yeah, not yet.
Let's see here. Lots of highs from Greentown.
Yeah, good.
There was an Indian here. Let's see. There was somebody about the first 500 was in 1981.
Oh, wow.
Bathrooms in the infield were interesting.
Oh,
claiming there were men's stalls but no doors. So I guess at that point you might as well,
Right. Between now and race day, we'll have to have a segment on the snake pit and have our Facebook friends talk about their earliest experiences. Did you ever go into the snake pit? I mean, we're talking about back in the 70s and 80s when the snake pit was really a thing. So.
When you could take a couch out there
and burn it on the back of a pickup. That's right.
Not allowed today.
Not allowed to do that today. All right, so for those folks who just are catching up and maybe joining us late, and they're wanting to know about the rain and specifically what's happening tomorrow, what can you tell them?
Friday forecast not too bad if you like the 60s. Now this is a little cooler than where we should be by about 5 to 10 degrees. 42 at 8 a.m., 57 at noon. I say you're dry through at least 1 or 2 o'clock, at least most of us, and then we'll get these kind of daylight-driven pop-up showers that will happen between 3 p.m. and about 7 p.m.
Yep.
Might get a rumble of thunder like today, might get some small hail with a stronger cell, but don't cancel any outdoor plans. But if you for sure want dry time, do your outdoor plans early in the day.
And then the Mother's Day weekend thing, that's...
See, I've come to this decision that if it rains on Mother's Day, mothers get the next 4 weekends. Or we get every weekend between now and Father's Day.
Look, moms, Moms deserve it all, don't they?
Right, and not a soggy,
I know,
rainy, cool mess, which is what it looks like now. I mean, there's still a chance this storm shifts north or south, and that would dramatically change what we're forecasting for Sunday.
Right.
But right now, Saturday will be your outdoor day with Mom.
All right. Well, we'll get into the 7-day forecast, help all our friends make their outdoor plans. Thanks so much for joining us here on Facebook Live. We'll have more coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. Be sure to watch Allison's consumer story, how you can save some money, and our big story talking about incentives, how we can increase the number of Hoosiers getting the COVID vaccine. Thanks for joining Angela and myself. We'll see you at 11 o'clock. Good night.